stupid game. Just a stupidly shit game. How is Marquinhos catching Vinny Jr.? He's got 15 more fucking pace than them!
This game can really be frustrating sometimes. Seriously, the guy is like overly angry. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Shomankweje, and on this episode I'm about to take you through the new acceleRATE feature in FIFA 23, which is very effective on next gen consoles, and old gen consoles can also benefit from the knowledge of the acceleRATE system in FIFA 23. Before we go deep into this video, I would like you to smash the like button and also subscribe to this channel if you are new. You know how the YouTube algorithm works, so I would like you to support this channel to grow. Thank you very much. acceleRATE, which is part of the Hypermotion 2, is an all-new feature in FIFA 23's engine. It has generated a lot of hype in the community, especially due to esports' latest pitch notes that provided a lot of details about this addition. The feature is exclusive to the new gen version of FIFA 23. Now, experienced FIFA players know that stats are not the only factors that affect the effectiveness of a player. Many variables determine how well individuals perform on the virtual pitch, and for a long time, these factors have remained constant in almost all FIFA editions. However, with the acceleRATE feature in FIFA 23, this system has been completely overhauled, and that definitely, I'm sure, would bring you to the question, what is acceleRATE? acceleRATE is a classification system in FIFA 23 that separates players into three categories based on their body type and movement patterns. These are categories and stipulations included in the new system. There are two ways to know if a player is an explosive player, a lengthy player, or is a controlled player. It's either you use a foot bin or you do some maths in-game. The first part of acceleRATE I would like us to talk about is explosive. An explosive player is a player who is rapid over a short distance and can use this burst to speed off to leave defenders behind. They are extremely agile and nimble on the ball, but lack in the physicality department. A player needs to meet the following criteria to qualify as an explosive player. Their agility is supposed to be higher than 65, and agility minus strength is supposed to be higher than 15, and an acceleration that is higher than 74, and a height that is less than 180 centimeters. An example of that player is Vinicius Jr. or Danjuma. In simple terms, an explosive player sets off very fast but slows down over time. So you realize that in game, if you are using Danjuma as your striker and then you meet a defender that has a little bit pace, you realize that as time goes on, or as you are speeding up Danjuma to like go ahead of the defender is eventually catching up with your striker. This doesn't mean that your player is not pacey. However, it only means that he is an explosive player. He sets off very fast but slows down over time, and then the defender then happens to catch up if the defender is also not an explosive player but maybe a controlled or lengthy player. Going forward, I will explain what the lengthy and controlled also means. Then you can decide what kind of chemistry style you can put on your player to maximize the way you use him in game. Over here you can see that as I am applying other chemistry styles to Danjuma, you realize that there are addition to some of the stats he can possibly get. For example, you can see if I change him to a controlled version, there is an addition to his speed boost, and that is how he happens to be in game, but the stats or the initial stat on the card remains the same, but in game he gets an extra boost. So more like the chemistry styles are now becoming boost for the players. You would also have to understand that most of the players, or some of these players, can't be changed. Some are completely going to be stacked on explosive and there's nothing you can do to change them. Others too, you can add a chemistry style to them and change them from explosive to controlled or lengthy. An example is Danjuma. Danjuma can never be controlled or lengthy. He's explosive and that is how he is. Now you realize that I applied an architect chemistry style to Danjuma, and you realize that I get additional boost to his passing accuracy and his physical accuracy or his physicality. That is how it works. and in game I get to use him in that manner. The next player I would like us to look at is Araujo. This is because he's an example of a player that is lengthy. Now these players are not as fast as explosive players with regards to their speed, accuracy, or their acceleration. A player needs to meet these following categories or criteria to qualify as a lengthy player. 1. Their strength is supposed to be above 65. Their strength minus their agility is supposed to be above 14. Their acceleration is supposed to be above 55, and their height is supposed to be above 174 centimeters. An example of that player is Araujo. To know these stats in game, all you have to do is select the player that you want to check their player attributes, click on the R3, and then it takes you to this module or this phase where you get to see the player bio, the player details, attribute details, and player traits. And this is where you can find out all what I talked about, the centimeters, about their agility and strength. Any footballer who does not qualify as either an explosive or lengthy player falls in this category known as controlled, and that is the last part of acceleRATE. And this controlled version of a player offers a balanced play style. An example from my team currently is Inaki Williams. And in short, this means that controlled players remain the same speed throughout, no matter the distance. So they start with a high speed, they continue with a high speed, and still end with a high speed. There is no changes to whether they slow down at a point or they go faster than usual at a point. Over here you can tell that Inaki Williams has a pace of 94, but after I apply a hunter chemistry style on him, I now have him as 99 pace. For years, pace has been the most important and dominant and overpowered stat in FIFA. The quicker the player, the better and more effective he is in game. This rendered many excellent and high rated players unusable in the previous FIFA series. Players like Harry Kane, Sergio Busquets, Toni Kroos, and Ramos are exceptionally good footballers. However, they were completely worthless on the virtual pitch because they don't have enough pace. With the acceleRATE feature now, these players can finally be utilized to their full potential. Footballers in the lengthy category are really overpowered in the current meta in FIFA 23. This is one reason why you find the base Araujo card overpowered and beating down most strikers in game. Till date, I still use Araujo in my team, and I use his base card actually. I don't think any of his special cards are as at now. This is because not only do they possess strong physical traits, but they are faster than explosive players when covering long distance. So with this understanding, it's either you use a foot bean that would easily tell you this player is lengthy or controlled or explosive, or you can just go by the calculations I've mentioned earlier on in the game so that you get to understand your players and know what kind of chemistry style you apply to them and how effective they can be in game for you. But if not, you can also go in game, apply the chemistry style to the player and go to their player attribute, and then you can see his pace and the additions, and when you calculate you realize that it's still 99 paced. Thank you very much for watching this video. If this video has been helpful to you, kindly smash the like button and also do well to subscribe if you are new to this channel, and let me know in the comment section below if there's any understanding you don't get and you would like me to throw more light on it. Thank you very much.